Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and tonight I am very privileged to welcome WanKyu, the Chief Business Officer of IoTrust, the company behind the D'Cent Biometric Wallet. The D'Cent Biometric Wallet debuted in 2017. It is the world's first biometric cryptocurrency hardware wallet with fingerprint technology to ensure only you have personal access to your device. I've done several videos on the D'Cent wallet, from unboxing and setup, restore, and firmware updates. So I'll put links to those videos down in the description. I've had a good working relationship with this company for several years now, and they reached out to me and said that WanKyu would love to come on the channel and give me an interview. So tonight, we'll be speaking with WanKyu about the future of D'Cent Wallet and the future of cryptocurrency. Welcome. All right. Okay. So welcome. I'm going to give you the floor.
Yes, CryptoDad. So it's very honored to be part of your show, as well as, have a chance to speak about us to your community members. And I guess, this is my first time to be in your channel. So thank you very much for inviting me and giving opportunity to explain about who we are and what kind of vision that we have, and probably some key features that we'd like to share with you and your community.
That's great. Yeah.
IoTrust is the wallet service company for the digital asset management and the blockchain services. So under IoTrust, the company name, there are two business pillars are running. First one is the D'Cent wallet, where you're already aware of. This is mainly focusing on the B2C for the individual crypto investors. And another business pillar is the WIPIN, which is the Web3 wallet, built-in Web3 wallet that install inside of any service provider that you are using.
Okay.
So our history started since 2017. So indeed that this is our 8th year in the crypto industry. In 2018 that we introduced the world's first hardware wallet with a fingerprint authentication with the Bluetooth mobility. Right now, this hardware wallet, which is our flagship type, is supporting 84 blockchain network. And we already have a 12 patent and the trademark, and we already have the various certifications such as a CE, FCC, so on and so forth. And at the same time, that we realized that onboarding process, writing down the seed phrase is a bit complicated. That's why we introduced another type of the hardware wallet with a credit card form factor. But keep in mind that this card wallet does not support any kind of payment yet. And okay. It only support the EVM compatible networks such as Ethereum, Polygon, so on and so forth. So now, instead of complicated or onboarding process, all you have to do is you just have to tag this all-in-one card wallet into the backside of your smart card, and your confirmation is gonna be confirmed. I mean, your transaction is gonna be confirmed. And 2 years later, that we introduced the mobile app wallet, which is the same feature compared with another two types of a hardware wallet. And the strategy behind is that we are trying to offer the same user experience as well as a user interface. So for example, like another market that we are focusing, such as the Southeast Asia or the Latin American market, most likely there are quite a number of people who will not invest to buy probably more than $100 worth of the hardware wallet. But they can just start with their crypto journey with the mobile app wallet. But when they believe that there's a time to invest or purchase the hardware wallet, they can just buy it and using it without any learning curve.
So,
and 2023, yes.
So the app wallet can be used standalone. You don't need to have anything with it.
That's correct. So in overall, that this mobile app, you can just switch from hardware wallet to the app wallet and the card type wallet. So in short, we are offering 3 different types of wallet under the D'Cent brand.
Okay.
Yes, and 2023, as I mentioned earlier, that we launched the Web3 wallet called as a WIPIN, which is going to be built in inside of your service provider's app for the Web3 mass adoption. So far that, we are appointed as a baby unicorn plus by the Korean minister, and which means the next level for the baby unicorn is going to be the unicorn company. So this is what we are aiming for and trying very hard to get this title. And last year that we already received the recognition reward from the Korean government to reaching the 1 million US sort of the export to the global. So right now that, there are many users spread it in more than 220 countries so far under the D'Cent brand.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So now, this hardware wallet is offering the multi-chip architecture. So let me just dig in a little bit. So the secure element, which you can find at your SIM card at the telephone, the smartphone, as well as your payment card, as well as the passport. So this little tiny chipset that you can see, that this is called as a secure element hardware. So your private key and your private information is going to be encrypted and save it in offline, and it's not going to be never exposed to the external wallet. And we already had this kind of reference. We already have a certification from the Visa or the MasterCard from our previous company. And following year that we introduced another layer of the security, which called as a secure operating system called TEE, Trusted Execution Environment. So I don't know whether you are using Android mobile phone or the iPhone, but if you are the Android user, there is a dedicated security folder called as the private. So now you need to have an operating system to run and manage those private information. This is where the secure operating system plays. And we already have the reference in the major application processor chipset based on the Samsung, Qualcomm, NXP.
Okay.
And from this hardware wallet as well as the software wallet, we try to combine these two pillars together, which end up as a blockchain wallet and targeted in the international market. So this is our flagship type, which is a D'Cent Biometric Hardware Wallet. As I mentioned, that it supports the 84 blockchain network, and there is a fingerprint located in the center of the hardware wallet. So instead of entering the PIN number, you can just scan your fingerprint to confirm the transaction. Of course, there are many features such as a multiple button for the navigation. So it is offered more intuitive and the seamless user experience. And from this single hardware wallet, you do not need or you do not have to seek for another wallet to manage the different types of cryptocurrency. So moving on, empowering your crypto journey, and because this is the message that we are trying to deliver, because this is only wallet that you will ever need. Because for the smart crypto management, start with the smart data. What does it mean is when you just open the D'Cent mobile app, the latest version, the first one is the asset portfolio. And now you can just see how your entire asset is doing compared with the Bitcoin price. And you can just see that how your asset is spread in the single glance.
I played around with that a little bit in my app before we got together. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's very nice. You can flip back and forth between those two views.
Right. And the second feature is the swap feature. So now you can just select any kind of desired coin or the token that you already have, and you can just simply click the swap button. And the first one that is going to show the best matching pair that we believe is the most competitive. But when you just click this little arrow, it will show the different types of a service provider who offer the same pair, and you can just select whatever the pair that you are comfortable with. So in short, that this single mobile phone or this service, you can just swap and exchange with interchain or the cross chain.
Okay. Yeah.
And next one is the inside feature, because I know that there are quite a number of information is posting in internet. So it's very hard to judge that which information is correct and which coin or which token is getting the most market attention. So now you can see the total market cap as well as the dominance of the Bitcoin and whether this current market is a fear or the greed market and the single glance.
Oh, that's
And you
nice.
can
Yeah.
see
Fear
in
and
the
greed.
top 7 real-time trend from the CoinGecko or the CoinMarketCap. And the beauty of this feature is if you want to purchase any kind of new token that is listed, all you have to do is just click it, and it will just go to the next feature that I am going to explain, which is on-ramp or the swap feature.
Okay.
So now currently there are 3 service provider is offering this on-ramp service, and all you have to do is you just have to click whatever the service that you are comfortable with, and you can buy the cryptocurrency from your the account or the credit card. And then lastly, that this Discovery tab is an in-app browser. So now you can see that there are quite a number of sort of the category that you can see that what are the all debt services are already listed and is related with the utility, staking, exchange, so on and so forth. But due to the policy of the iPhone, which is a very strict, and maybe iPhone user would not see this kind of default debt service listing when they open up the D'Cent mobile app. But what they have to do is when they just enter the service URL on the top and just click as a favorite, and when you open it again, that this banner is gonna be listed under the Discovery tab menu. So now, in short, that whatever the service that you want to do, and you can just click or connect your hardware wallet or the app wallet by the few click and using any kind of DeFi or the debt services seamlessly. And moving on, that these are the key features that we are going to launch. First one is the staking for the Bitcoin as well as the XRP. And the next one is the gas coupon and offline and the social login wallet for the D'Cent. And the last one is the crypto card. And in short, that D'Cent is not just a wallet, it's more than just the security, because we are going to offer the feature that unlocking the reward and access exclusive benefit and seamless interaction with the Web3 service down the road. So self-custodied cold wallet D'Cent means that you will have a full ownership of a private key and save it in offline as encrypted data, and you can enjoy Web3 services seamlessly. So before I close my presentation, and this is the affiliate link for the CryptoDad, and you can just purchase the D'Cent Biometric Wallet with the discounted price, and make sure that you are getting or you are seeing this kind of message, because all the fulfillment is going to be done by us, so you do not have to worry about whether you are getting the genuine hardware wallet. And in case when you have any question about the partnership, you can just drop us an email to the marketing@IoTrust.kr, or for the general inquiry, just drop us an email for the contact@IoTrust.kr. So this is my, I would say, short presentation about who we are and what kind of feature that is down the road. So do you have any question?
No, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, not about the presentation, but I do have some prepared questions, and we can get started with that if you're ready.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I don't know. I just wanted to start off with maybe a light question that you might think this one's kind of funny, but I do get this question from my viewers. So it's kind of an interesting question. A lot of people, they'll say, this is great. I love this biometric wallet. What happens if I lose my finger in an accident? Will I lose my crypto?
Okay, so now the thing is, D'Cent Biometric Wallet offers the 2 security features. The first one is the fingerprint. And for your reference, that this hardware wallet support the 2 fingerprint you can register. So now you can register your thumb or the index finger, or you can register your spouse finger, something in case something happened.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, and once this fingerprint recognition fails for the 5 times, then it automatically goes to the PIN number entry. So we are supporting PIN number from 4 to 8 digit PIN number. So you can just enter the PIN number to have the same access.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I was curious about the name D'Cent. Can you explain a little bit the origin of that name?
Yes, so D'Cent is representing two key messages. The first one is the D'Cent digitalized cents. So that represent
Ah,
all the
okay.
cryptocurrency as well as the token. And the second meaning of the D'Cent represent as a decentralization. Because
Okay.
from the beginning of our entire journey for the D'Cent wallet, we believe that self-custody is the most fundamental and the pillar or the philosophy of the blockchain. That's why we are going to keep this philosophy offering the self-custody, which is the decentralization.
Yeah, that's cool. It's kind of got like a double meaning there. Decentralized and digital sense.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I was always kind of curious about that. Um, yeah, and I'm just curious about your competitors in South Korea. Do you are there? As far as I know, you're one of the few hardware wallet companies in South Korea.
Indeed, that when we launched our hardware wallet, there were quite a number of competitor manufactured in Korea.
Oh,
But after the few bull and the bear market,
hmm.
and I guess they decide to, I would say, shut it down.
Okay.
And right now that we are the single sort of the hardware wallet since the beginning that we only focusing on this wallet business. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and before we dive into my prepared questions, I just want to thank you for all of your support over the years. You guys send me wallets. You stay in contact with me. Um, you give me great ideas, and and I really appreciate that personalized landing page that you've prepared. So
My pleasure.
yeah, and my viewers appreciate that too. When they click an affiliate link and they see my smiling face on your website, it gives them that sense of security in me and your company. So I think
Yes.
that's a good thing. Let's see here. I'm just going to start from the top. And what inspired D'Cent to pioneer biometric wallet authentication in hardware wallets? Because that's pretty innovative. Everyone else is using pins and buttons. So, how did you guys decide to pursue that?
All right. So Decent launched the world first hardware wallet with the biometric authentication in 2018.
Hmm.
And our motivation went beyond the simple, convenient, because we wanted to minimize the human error and strengthen the security and
Hmm.
at the same time provide a seamless experience.
Hmm.
At IoTrust, our entire team has always recognized there is a very thin line between the security and the convenience. Typically, that when security level goes up, usability goes down. That's why we decide to adapt the fingerprint authentication, the most widely trusted and proven biometric technology in the market, as a way to strike the right balance. By doing so, that Decent has become the hardware wallet that does not compromise either security and the convenience, where we ensure the strong security while keeping it the simple and the convenient in everyday use. And because of the security is a non-negotiable for a wallet, we only integrated biometric solution from the industry proven vendor, so user can also rely on the credibility of our product.
Yes, I can't tell you how many people have asked me, "What do I do when I forget my PIN?"
Yes.
It's a big one.
Well, you don't have to remember your fingerprint, right?
That's right. Let's see. Can you walk us through how the fingerprint security system is designed to protect against potential vulnerabilities?
All right, because I'm not an engineer, so I will try to, I would say, translate those technical terms
Hmm.
in more usable language. So this fingerprint security system goes far beyond the bring just a simple unlocking tool. It is a build with the multiple layers of the protection to ensure biometric data is safely managed and resistant to tampering. So first one is on-device matching. So fingerprint data is never transmitted to any external server or the network. All recognition and matching happen within the secure element chip that I explained inside of the hardware wallet, which is on offline. This makes the remote hacking attempt is virtually impossible. And now the fingerprint template encryption relate with the actual fingerprint image is never stored. Instead, this is converted into the unique mathematical template that cannot be reversed into the original fingerprint. So what it means is, even though the hacker has data about your fingerprint data, it cannot be converted into the actual fingerprint that you already registered.
Very similar,
So
very similar
yes,
to the way that a public key cannot be pulled back to a
convert into the
private
private
key.
key. Yes,
Okay,
that's correct.
yeah.
So now, even the data somehow extracted, no personal identity could not be exposed. Moreover, our secure element is designed with the auto wipe mechanism, which means that if the repeated failed attempts are detected, the chip treated as an external attack and erase all the stored data.
Okay.
And the next one is the anti-spoofing. The fingerprint sensor used in the D'Cent detects not just the surface of the pattern, but also depth and conductivity and the micro pattern of the real finger. This prevents spoofing attempts with the artificial fingerprints, such as a silicon model, or silicon molds, or the photos or the print.
Like we
And of
see,
course, the
like
last one is the multi-factor security.
like we see in Mission Impossible,
In
where
a
they
mission,
have
yes,
the
yes.
fake
They just
fingerprint.
put the silicon, yes. It's a movie, yes.
Yeah, right. That's
So
really
now,
impressive. Yeah.
now once this fingerprint authentication fails, it will automatically enter the user to enter the PIN number, and you have a 10 trial. And if this attempt fails, it will wipe out entire information at your private information. And only way that you can restore this information is the 24/6 phrase that you enter during the wallet setup. So with this architecture, that D'Cent wallet never expose the user private key to outside of the device. Both fingerprint registration and the C generation are carried out in offline by the user after they receive the D'Cent wallet. And even manufacturer like us has no way of knowing this information. In other words, that D'Cent is the true self-custodied wallet. Only the user control their asset.
Yes, that's excellent. And you talked a little bit about this, but I had a question here about how you balance convenience with your fingerprint and portability of the device with uncompromising security.
Yes, so I already mentioned that, our number one principle from the very beginning has been that, we never sacrifice security for the convenience. Because from the convenience side, the user can unlock their wallet instantly with a fingerprint. And this device itself is a compact and lightweight. And when paired with a D'Cent mobile app, asset can be managed in any time, in anywhere. For users who juggle multiple passwords, it is a major relief not having to remember or type the complex PIN number in every time. And when it comes with the security side, that, as I mentioned earlier, that fingerprint data never leaves the device and it processed only inside of the secure element chip. Likewise, private key are never exposed to the outside of the wallet, eliminating the risk of the remote hacking. So essentially, the D'Cent is designed so that while the user experience is a simplicity on the outside, inside of the wallet operate with the ironclad security. On the other words, it feels easy, but underneath it is protected like a fortress. That's why we believe that convenience and the security are not opposite. With this right technology like a fingerprint, that they can absolutely coexist.
That's great. I wanted to talk a little bit about the number of coins that you support. You support 85 mainnets and over
and 40
4,600.
something.
Yeah,
Yes,
lots of
yes.
tokens. How do you decide which tokens you're going to add? How do you prioritize adding new tokens and new blockchains? And how do you determine when is the right time? Because there's a lot of new tokens coming in almost every day.
Right. And that's a very good question. So definitely, adding the new token or the coin is our top priority. It's an ongoing effort. But, probably I need to share that, our focus is not simply on the supporting the largest number of coins, but on reliably supporting the network and tokens that users truly use. Because it really doesn't matter that how many tokens are available at the D'Cent wallet, because from the user perspective, they want us to support the token that they already have. So there
Right.
are probably four key areas that we are looking at. The first one is the user demand, because we listen first and foremost to our community and customer requests. That's why I already highlighted in my presentation that any kind of general inquiry and technical support or partnership, just drop us an email and we will react on immediately. The more user demand of blockchain or the token, they get the higher priority when we add this new asset. And second one is the market relevance. We prioritize that the strong trading volume or active ecosystem. For example, when blockchain grows rapidly in area like the DeFi or the NFT, we respond quickly. And third one is the security and the maturity. Popularity alone is never enough because we carefully assess the technical stability as well as the security of each chain. And we do not add blockchain that pose potential risk, no matter how much demand they may be. And the last one is a long-term ecosystem value. We also evaluate whether this project has a long-term sustainability rather than just being a short-term trend. Our goal is to ensure user can manage assets that will remain relevant well in the future. So in practice, when we add the new mainnet, we started by supporting the native token and related asset, then gradually expand to the dApps and DeFi services as well as the NFT in the ecosystem. And ultimately, that our mission is for D'Cent to serve as a single platform where user can access all Web3 services without hassle of juggling multiple wallet or the platforms. We see it as our responsibility and as a self-custodied wallet to provide the infrastructure that makes Web3 adoption easier and more accessible to everyone.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about firmware updates with all of these new tokens coming in and the blockchains that are upgrading, like Ethereum went from proof of work to proof of stake. The device has to stay up to date. And so we do that through the firmware updates. So, what is your philosophy on ongoing usability improvements?
Yes, so at D'Cent, we don't see hardware wallet as a one-time purchase, but rather as a service that gets better over time, like a service that you could earn extra benefit. And as you just pointed out, that firmware update as a bridge between the security and the convenience. Every firmware is opportunity to improve, whether by adding the new blockchain support or enhancing usability. This ensures our users can always benefit from the latest innovation in a safe way. But one reason many people choose D'Cent is that firmware update is simple and fast, done directly through the PC or the smartphone, and they don't have to update mandatory. When they do, the process is optimized to take only a few minutes, not 10 or more. And probably one of the hardest topic in the crypto market is open source versus the closed source. So we recognize the benefit of open source software, the community collaboration, as well as the transparency. But in case of a hardware wallet, the closed source offers the unique advantage on the other hand for protecting sensitive operation and the cryptographic functions. So open source can sometimes expose code to attackers to have has even led to device safeguard against the unauthorized access or malicious modification and the potential vulnerabilities. This also allows us to deliver a consistent and stable user experience, much like industry leader like Apple or the Microsoft. And the philosophy of a continuous improvement beyond the new features, we continually refine the UI and the UX based on our user feedback. Our philosophy is that the real beginnings start after purchase. So in the end, the D'Cent is committed to ensure that the wallet you buy today becomes more powerful, more secure, and easier to use as time goes on. So lastly, as I mentioned, that there is a very thin line between the security and the convenience. And that philosophy also applies to this firmware when it comes with the open source and the closed source. So please stay tuned that what kind of message that we are going to deliver, because we know the pro and con for each segment, but we are trying to find the right balance to fulfill all the market requirement.
And I'm assuming that when you run that firmware update, there's a cryptographic verification so that the wallet knows that it's a genuine firmware update.
Yes, so definitely, there is another security layer that when this device is connected, that we check whether current firmware is running at the existing hardware wallet is genuine, and then we go to the next level. But keep in mind that we are not going to ask user to, I would say, enter any kind of personal information during the firmware update, which means that if you don't have any PC access, you can just get into any PC and just connect it for the firmware update, because this private information is nothing to do with firmware.
Okay, so we're going to move a little to the partnerships with some of these big blockchains I'm looking at here. You have partnerships with Avalanche, Algorand, Polygon, and Hedera Hashgraph. How do these partnerships influence your product roadmap?
Okay, because for D'Cent perspective, that partnership go far beyond the simple integration, because they are about to giving users safe and seamless access to the broader ecosystem. And thanks to the direct collaboration with a major blockchain, like the project that you just mentioned, that D'Cent user can be among the first to securely enjoy their asset and connect with the DeFi services or NFT management. And for the technical optimization perspective, that we work closely with the partner chain, D'Cent is able to go beyond the simple token storage and provide smooth in the wallet feature like the staking or the app or the connectivity and the NFT management. And partnership also allow us to anticipate future upgrade. For example, when the new network plans to make any major changes, we align our roadmap to ensure quick support. Recently, the user interest grew in the Bitcoin and the XRP staking services, and we partner with the service provider to deliver an intuitive experience where user can connect their D'Cent wallet and start staking in just a few clicks. And at the same time, that we added the security layer to protect user against the scam or the phishing. And if the D'Cent user try to connect to suspicious service or the token, our system provide a clear warning before asset loss can occur. And ultimately, that these partnerships are not just about adding another chain. They are about positioning D'Cent as the gateway to the multi-chain world, where user can move freely across the ecosystem and all in the single platform. And thanks to our engineering team, that all the chain that we are currently supporting has been already developed in-house. We are not using any kind of third-party service. So that also gives you the technical core competency that we already have. And when new users or when new chain or the network ask us to integrate, probably the integration time is going to be much, much faster and efficient, because we already have the core competency that has been built for 7 years.
Do you have a dedicated team that just tries to crack that wallet every day that tries to tamper with the wallet and then learns from, and comes up with new tamper-resistant.
Yes. So indeed that, our firmware has been already audited by the third party. And the thing is, due to the NDA, that I cannot disclose the company name. So this firmware has been already audited. So that has been already approved. And there is another dedicated security team, the chief security officer, where they are trying to find out any kind of vulnerability, I would say, issue or the feature that might open up another serious area. So we are continually, I would say, monitoring this. And another thing is, we are open to receive any kind of security vulnerability issue. And when you find those kind of issues, just drop us an email, and we can just take a review. And we are also offering sort of the grant program for their contribution.
Oh, like a bug bounty.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I kind of figured. Now, might be a touchy subject, but you do have competition out there. You've got Ledger, you've got Trezor, SafePal, OneKey. Well, how does D'Cent differentiate themselves in the global market with all this competition? What do you?
If I'm greedy, that I like to be the number one hardware wallet maker, but I really welcome all the competition that represent the market is getting bigger and bigger, and those players already see the market potential. So today there are countless hardware wallet providers around the world, and most of them offer very similar feature. From user perspective, that it makes it difficult to decide which wallet to choose, to be frank. So we already seen, however, is that the user often value the trustworthiness over the simply comparing the feature or the price. They want to know, can I really trust this wallet with my asset? And if D'Cent had launched our hardware wallet at the same time as some of our competitor back in 2014, we might already be a unicorn company today. But we started 4 years later, but the gap between the market leader and us is closing very rapidly. So where D'Cent truly differentiates itself in the user experience and the user interface. Strong security alone is not enough, because now majority of the hardware wallet offers the multi-chipset architecture and using the secure element. If the wallet is too difficult to use, it can never reach the mass adoption. That's why we focus on the fingerprint authentication and mobile integration and intuitive app connectivity and simple firmware update. Those kind of features that makes advanced security accessible to everyone. And many users tell us that D'Cent feels intuitive even from the very first use. And that's exactly the kind of experience that we are trying to deliver. And in the end, that D'Cent is not just another wallet with many features. It is a wallet that combines trusted security with everyday usability, and that what set apart in the global market.
So I'm sure that people in Korea trust your wallet and buy your wallet. Are there any other regions in the world where you see and you think there's going to be faster adoption of D'Cent wallets?
Yes, because I already mentioned that there are D'Cent users in more than 220 countries, which is worldwide.
That is true, yeah.
Yes, and in the sort of the market share perspective, that definitely we are the biggest market that is contributing our traffic as well as the users are the Korea and the United States and Europe. So let me elaborate more. So now the Korea has always been the foundation. So even though the number of crypto users in Korea may be smaller compared with some reason like the United States, the market is very unique because Korea consistently ranks in the global top 5 in the both transaction volume and the size. For example, the market research already shows that nearly the 15 to 20% of the global XRP trading volume comes from the Korean market alone. And combined with the strong local language support and the customer service, and this allows us to build a loyal and the lasting customer in base year. So now let's move to the next region, which is the United States, and the European region has become the fastest growing market in the recent years. Unlike Korea, the trust in the centralized exchange is relatively low in this region. So more users prefer the self-custody solution like a D'Cent. And many investors, they only use the centralized exchange for the on-ramp and the off-ramp service, while keeping the majority of the assets securely in the hardware wallet. And looking ahead, that we are also preparing to integrate off-ramp services directly into the D'Cent wallet. That means the user can manage the digital asset without relying on the centralized exchange. And finally, the emerging markets such as Southeast Asia and the Latin America and Africa, we see the rising traffic and adoption. And these regions are highly mobile first market in terms of finance and the crypto management. So the current preference leans towards the app-based wallet. But as a blockchain asset and ecosystem expand, we believe that these users will increasingly value stronger security. With the D'Cent offering the consistent same UX and the UI across the both app and the hardware wallet, we expect that many of these users will eventually transition into the hardware wallet-based self-custody.
We're going to move into the roadmap and innovation. There's a lot of great stuff happening in the crypto ecosphere. Always new stuff coming in. There's BRC20 tokens, or BRC20. I've heard recently about BRC 2.0. Multilingual expansion of the wallet. I know you support Korean and English and other languages. Performance enhancements. What do you think is the most exciting innovation coming next?
Probably, one of the most exciting aspects of our roadmap is how we are taking the user experience to the next level. The first, the support, those kind of token that you just mentioned, which is a BRC20 or the XRP tokens, will move us beyond the simply storing the Bitcoin and the XRP. It allows us users to safely manage the growing ecosystem around the Bitcoin and the Ripple. And for Bitcoin and XRP investor perspective, that this opens up entirely new opportunity to increase their asset. And secondly, our multilingual expansion is about to breaking out the language barriers. So instead of relying on the basic translator from the Google or the AI, we are building the proper localization so the user in the Southeast Asia or Middle East and the Latin America can easily use D'Cent wallet and step into the Web3 ecosystem. And finally, what excites us most is our work on continuous performance improvement. Many people assume that hardware wallet must trade convenience for the security, but D'Cent is challenging this assumption, where we are committed to maintain the highest level of the security while developing a faster, smoother, and more intuitive experience. At the end of the day, our biggest innovation is about shattering the old perception that hardware wallets are inconvenient and complicated. With the D'Cent, we are proving that security and simplicity can absolutely coexist.
And do you see the D'Cent wallet evolving beyond just hardware into a broader ecosystem? I think you mentioned,
Absolutely.
you mentioned DeFi, staking, and NFT. So, what areas is your company expanding into?
Yes, because our vision goes far beyond the just hardware wallet that stores securely your crypto. We want D'Cent to become the true gateway into the broader crypto ecosystem, one that makes exploring the Web3 both and safe and convenient. So today, the D'Cent already supported not just the account creation, but also DeFi connectivity by the in-app browser code as a discovery, and staking services and the NFT management through the seamless integration with our mobile app. This means the user can go beyond the simple holding their token. They can actively participate in the ecosystem while staying in secure within the D'Cent. So we are also expanding this experience further. For example, our new portfolio feature, user can track their asset portfolio, performance in very clear and intuitive way. And through the Insight tab, they can get the latest information about the hardest token. And you can just do the online or the swap services by the few click. And on the cross-chain side, that we are enable swap across the multiple service provider, even allowing base account token to be swapped without holding the base itself. And ultimately, our vision is for D'Cent to evolve into the comprehensive Web3 lifestyle platform where security and the simplicity are the foundation, and user can connect to multiple chains and services without switching wallet or facing unnecessary complexity.
So, what about the rise of AI and new cryptographic standards? How do you see hardware wallets evolving in the next 5 years? And that's an open-ended question.
Okay, so now I believe the next 5 years will be major turning point for the hardware wallet, because when you just look at the AI and the security perspective, the AI can make cyber threat more sophisticated. But on the other hand, it can also provide a smarter defense. At D'Cent, we are reaching how AI-powered security can help detect and block hacking attempts before they even occur. And new cryptographic standard. As the world moves towards the era of quantum computing, the post-quantum cryptographic will become increasingly important. And hardware wallet will need to adapt this next generation standard quickly to ensure long-term asset protection. And D'Cent, in our in-house hardware wallet and software security experts, are already preparing to integrate this new cryptographic method. And evolution of the new user experience. Hardware wallet will no longer to be seen just as a key storage device. They will also involve with the integrated Web3 services, enabling users to manage not only crypto, but also DeFi, NFT, and even tokenized real-world asset called as a RWA. For users, wallet will feel less security gadget and more like essential digital companion in daily life. So in short, the 5 years from now on, hardware wallet will be smarter, safer, and far more convenient at the very center of the Web3 lifestyle. And D'Cent is preparing for the future not only by advancing our current biometric wallet, but also by introducing new hardware wallet design and feature that will take new user experience to the next level.
It sounds like you have a lot of smart people working for you.
Thank you very much.
Now, many customer reviews praise not just your product, but your customer service. How important is user trust and support in your strategy?
All right, so that, as I mentioned, that we are trying to deliver the message to let people know that whether they can trust the D'Cent wallet to save my asset. And the most important thing for us is a user trust. And hardware wallet is just another electronic device, and it's a safe vault for customer most valuable asset. And if users don't fully trust it, then nothing else matters. So now that's why we treat customer support as a core part of our strategy, and on the same level as a product development. For newcomers, we provide fast and friendly guidelines so they can adapt easily. And when issue arise, we don't just give scripted answer. We focus on the delivering the real solution. And this is why so many reviews already mentioned that not only the quality of the product, but also our customer service left a strong impression. So in the end, that we believe that the user trust a D'Cent graded asset. The true trust is built when the security, convenience, and the customer support has to work together. And we see that driving force behind our growth is the global market. And lastly, that we do not provide any technical support or collecting any inquiry by any other channel except for the email, because there are quite a number of scam sites and the scam SNS channel, and asking user to share the 24C phrase or the private information to get technical support. So you have to make sure that none of even IoTrust should not ask those information. So when you face any issue, just drop us an email to contact@iotrust.kr, and our target, and indeed I am pushing our customer support team to give a customized response within 24 hours.
Yeah, that's great to silo the customer support like that. So, because there are just so many scams out there, in my texts and in my emails and phone calls. They're just pile up. Yeah. So it's good that you only do one channel and one channel only, so people won't get tricked in other ways. And how do you see influencers and educators? What role would they play in the growth of D'Cent wallets?
Because we believe that the influencer or the educator are the truly driving force behind the crypto adoption. Because a hardware wallet is a security device and often involved with a lot of technical complexity that can be difficult for everyday users fully understand of their own. But when trusted KOL like a CryptoDad explain things in friendly and approachable way that many people can grasp why the wallet is necessary and how to use it properly. So what equally important is that the influencer do more than just introducing a product. They serve as a credible guides. When user hear the expert like you has actually used the wallet and recommended, and it provides a strong sense of reassurance, and the trust often lead to the wider adoption. So for D'Cent, the influence and educators are not just the marketing partners. They are bridge connecting us with the users, helping more people to enter Web3 safely, and we see them as both educators and companions on this journey.
That's great. So we chatted a little bit at the beginning about regulations in the U.S. that are shaping up to help crypto adoption. How do you see regulation shaping up, in South Korea and in globally? How do you see the regulations?
All right. Because I think, still in overall, the regulation, I would say, is still in the gray area. But, we are moving to the right direction, because the self-custody wallet are becoming increasingly important in the crypto ecosystem, and global regulation are evolving quickly and reflected that positive direction in United States, and that regulators are recognize the risk of keeping the asset on the centralized exchange, and there's a growing acknowledgement of the importance of individual holding their own asset. So this trend will have a long-term positive impact on hardware wallet industry. And at the same time, the government are strengthening rules around the AML and anti-terror financing. So this real challenge will be striking the right balance between the user privacy and the security requirement. And we do not see the regulation purely as a restriction, but instead that we view it as a part of the industry natural process of maturing and earning trust. The clear and the transparent standard will actually help more newcomers feel safe and choosing the self-custody wallet. And from our side, that we are also preparing a feature that makes onboarding even simpler. For example, many users do not want to why sending the ERC20 token requiring pay fee in Ethereum. To lower this barrier, that we introducing the gas fee coupon, so user can transact without needing the deep blockchain knowledge. And in the end, that we believe that regulation will not limit the self-custody wallet, but rather help them grow in the safer and more trusted way. And D'Cent is committed to making the future accessible to everyone.
Okay, and then you and I chatted a little bit about institutional interest in cryptocurrency. We've got BlackRock in on the game now, and a lot of the brokerage firms are getting involved. How do you see in the future um, the balance between your institutional customers and your retail customers shaping up?
All right, because up until now, the hardware wallet has been driven by the retail user, like you and me, mainly. So individual who wants to take a control of their own asset. But recently, we already seen the sharp rise in the interest from the institutional investor as well. For true mass adoption, the institutional involvement is essential, we believe. And from the perspective of enterprise and the funds, the security is also the top priority. Yet, many of them realize that relying solely on the traditional custody service is not always 100% reassuring. So going forward, the D'Cent will continue to focus on providing the simple and the secure experience for the individual user, while also expanding solution for the institutional clients. This includes the multi-signature capability and the regulation-friendly features designed to meet enterprise needs. And ultimately, that our vision is to build the trust-based wallet that both individual and the institution can rely on. We believe that these two markets will grow together, and D'Cent will serve them the both.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's big things happening in crypto, that's for sure. I wanted to end this with a visionary closer question. And if you had to describe D'Cent's ultimate mission in one sentence, what would it be?
Very difficult one. All right, so let me just try my best. So I guess the D'Cent mission is to let anyone to manage their digital assets safely and effortlessly without fear. And in more detail, that our journey that we are already committed to helping users worldwide experience the value of the blockchain closer and safer and more accessible than ever before.
Yeah, that's more than I could have come up with, for sure.
Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, I mentioned earlier, I really want to thank you for being here. It's great just putting a face to the company. I've been dealing with your great employees over the last, I don't know when I did my first D'Cent wallet video, but it's been several years. And
Yes.
I've had several of your wallets, and I've done setup videos, and I really enjoyed it. And a lot of people ask me about your wallets. So I'm just glad to finally get to meet you, and I really appreciate you giving me your time here tonight. And I I don't I don't know how to wrap this thing up right.
It's okay because
Yeah.
once again, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and it was really honor and really thankful for entire crew at IoTrust that we'd like to thank you that you already created quite good content for your viewers, and looking forward to, I would say, strength our partnership down the road. And it's really good that I already know you that who stay in Korea for a couple of years, which is another, I would say, interesting because the world is very small, and
Yes.
hopefully that you and us will conquer the journey together to bring more users in the Web3 era with safer and the intuitive or the easy to use wallet together.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. Yeah.